Hello YouTube, I'm David with the David West channel. Well, today I wanted to show you how to make a bow drill spindle and fireboard. First thing you'll want to do is to find some highly degraded wood. Any highly degraded wood will work. What I mean by that is a branch that is maybe broken off from a tree, maybe been hung up in the tree for years and years and years, or could still be attached to the tree but just been dead and sitting there and going through winters and summers and winters and summers. It comes up with a certain kind of density that's just right for a bow drill set. So you want to use a specimen that's dry, that doesn't have the bark on it. Spindle's going to need to be about 8 inches or longer and no bigger in diameter than 3/4 of an inch. So here's a piece of wood that I do not recommend you start with. Do not try poplar until you get more experience, because this wood is unique in that it needs low downward pressure when you're bow drilling, and it needs a lot of reps. All other wood reacts, I think, differently than this tulip poplar. But this is what I have that's dry and of the right density, so let's use it. All right, you see what a curve I have right there. And it starts to flatten out right here at this knot. So let's cut it off from there to about right here. All right, first thing I like to do is to go ahead and take out all the little curves and the bumps. So we see what a curve there is right here. Let's go ahead and take this end down and this end down. And you're going to just keep eyeballing it until you have it about flat. Over to this side and take out this bump, this hump right here. Now we have all the sides straight. That's still going to make too big of a spindle, so let's go ahead and take all 4 sides down even more and true it. All right, that's about 3/4 inch square. That is a pretty good looking cylinder right there. And it doesn't have to be perfection. Looks pretty good. Now, if there's one end that's harder than the other, that's the one that you want to put up in the bearing block. There isn't on this one, so I'm just going to use this smaller end right here for the bearing block and this bigger end for the fireboard. All right, now for the bearing block end, I'm just going to come down 1.5 inches and whittle it to a point. And I'm going to make sure that that point is on center line with the center line of my spindle. Turn it 90 degrees and make sure that that's on center line also. Now, as you've probably heard me say over and over again, come down 1/4 inch, cut facets all the way around. Come up 1/8 inch, facets all the way around. Come up 1/16 inch, facets all the way. And then go ahead and straighten it up and look it over and make it more symmetrical. coming up to an 1/8 inch. All right, and of course the fireboard is very simple, and I'll show you that. Let's see how this piece is going to split. This is the drop, the first cut that we made. There is a crack here that we'll go ahead and try to run down. All right, you want to make sure that your fireboard is wide enough that you've chosen something that will accommodate your spindle, and that is. So let's go ahead and put a flat on it. And your fireboard needs to be no thicker than your spindle, but it can be thin, like this is going to be 3/8. 3/8 will work just fine for this 3/4 inch spindle. If I'm putting my foot right here, and we'll do the divot right here. You can sort of stick the point of your knife down in there and use that as a pivot point to sort of cut out, sort of wallow out the divot. And then try to fit it. See if it makes a good fit, or if it needs to be a little bit deeper. Big long fireboard. Now for the fun part. We get to try it out. I don't think I got the burn in. My camera was turned off. We'll know when I go to edit it. I cut such a big notch to try to keep that spindle from drifting to the back anymore. Now it should drift towards the notch. Slow and easy, low downward pressure. How'd we do? Looks like we have an ember, doesn't it? There's our tip, beautifully rounded over, and I use this divot. Very little charring on that fat wood bearing block. All right. Nice big ember. The only time I really got down on it was those last 20 strokes. All the rest of it, I tried to go slow and easy with low downward pressure. I believe our friend down there in the front of the yard got stuck in that loose dirt. Yeah, it looks like he's stuck. Sounds like it too, doesn't it? Might not have to do anything but just hold it up to the wind and let's see what happens. Something that I have noticed over the years, that if your ember inside there is burning really well and there's lots of smoke going this way, sometimes if you keep this same angle, it'll just keep smoking and smoking and burning, but never go to flames. But once you change that angle, a lot of times it'll go right to flames. Let's try it. It didn't look like it was going to work, so I went ahead and blew on it. All right, y'all. As usual, many problems to deal with. All the noise in the yard. I don't think that I ended up getting the burn in on video. So it's fun though. I enjoy working with friction fire, bow drill, hand drill, all kinds of friction fire. All right, y'all. I appreciate you joining me on this one. We'll catch you on the next one.